Hello everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and today I'm going to be playing a two-player game of Race to the Raft. If you'd like to learn how to play the game, then please check out my How to Play video. And today, I'm going to be playing a slightly more complicated scenario. If you'd like to see a more basic, entry-level scenario, again there's another video for that. And do keep in mind, whilst there's no narrative spoilers in this game, as it's a more advanced scenario, there are going to be extra rules that have already come in that you might not know if you've just started. So keep that in mind about whether or not you want to continue. In regards to the difficulty level of this scenario, there are 81 scenarios in the game, and this is one of the more challenging basic scenarios. Once you've completed this, you might move on to the advanced scenarios that then start taking the game up again. So I would say this is somewhere around kind of maybe the 50 or 60% mark of those scenarios. So with that in mind, let's get going and see what it looks like. We have got a green, a red, and an orange cat that we need to rescue and get down here to the raft. You'll see that each of them now has a specific location. So the orange cat on this space, the red cat on this space, and the green cat on this space. You'll also notice that this has a number 3, and this means the green cat has to be the third cat to arrive at the raft. This is going to be hard for us because we don't have a great deal of fire. Any fire that we're putting here is going to get in our way, and here is quickly going to cut off that green cat. So whilst it needs to be last, we also need to keep it in front of those burning flames. You'll notice we've got some water tokens. We can discard these to remove fire tiles, and that's also going to cost us points from our campaign score. And we've also got the meow and talk tokens, which allow us to communicate with the other player whilst we're taking a turn. So you can see that Kumar over here, I've just put them on the bottom of the screen, and for Yana over here, which is our 2 players, Yana is going to play face up on the table so you can see what she has. Kumar's going to play over here off the table, so it's going to be a bit more of a surprise and representative of how the game would be. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking that obviously the orange cat would be great just to get it down and out the way, but we're not going to be able to put fire anywhere if we get that orange cat moving. Our green cat does need to be last, which means we probably want to move red and orange a bit and keep green behind it, but that is going to be challenging with fire. So I don't know, because we've also got green and orange cards, but the red card has some green and orange as well. So maybe like 65% of this card is helpful for us in some way. And on this one, maybe like 75% of that deck, but not so much on the red. Yana's thinking that she would really like to get some guaranteed red cards. So she's going to take 2 from the circle deck, and then she's going to take 1 from the square, just because it's got the highest probability of giving us something useful. And Kumar's just thinking, I'm just going to go for squares. Let's see what cards I get, and then we're going to go and work it out. So I'm going to put Kumar's cards off, and Kumar says, I've got a really, really good orange card. But otherwise, like, my cards aren't great. I've got some green, maybe. I'm just looking, is there anything I can do for green and orange? But really, I've got 1 great orange card, and otherwise, it's not really paid off. So let's see what Yana's thinking. Yana's also thinking, oh my goodness. She's got some good orange there, and also some good red. So Yana's wondering, again, can I do anything to help both orange and red at the same time? And she can. So Yana says, I've got a fantastic first card. I think we should play it. I'm not sure how it really plays into our strategy, but it's a great first card. Kumar's hesitant, but Yana's going to go for it. So Yana is going to take this card, and she is going to place it here, which is going to build pathway for both orange and red at the same time, which is a marvelous first card. Fantastic first card. Yana's happy. They're going to put their hand into the bag and see what they get, and they get a nice L shape. Now, that's not a terrible piece. I mean, arguably we could put it here, and it's not going to be in our way too much. And it's kind of one of those things that it's not spreading out. So is it really going to be a problem? But it does feel like it's probably going to be best up here. I don't know. I'm anxious about our green cat because Yana's got no green squares. Kumar's thinking, we need to do something for green. We can't keep playing orange cards because what are we going to do with this orange cat? I mean, maybe do we want to already move our orange cat so we can start putting some fire up here if we need to? Because where's the next fire tile going to be? The next one, I mean, we've got some space over here. Kuma is... Oh my goodness, but then you could still move the orange cat so much further. So Yana says... I don't know. I've got a bad card. I don't think I'm going to use this card for anything. Maybe, you know, it's mainly blue and we don't need blue. So Yana's going to jump in, discard one card, putting it angled so we can see how many discarded cards we've got, and it's just going to move that orange cat because Yana's just thinking, look, it's not moving far, it's not efficient, but I'm going to move it onto its side, and I'm also going to move it over one space because we can, to make sure that red has enough room, and also green. So Yana's done that. Kumar's not sure that was a good idea, but what's done is done, and he doesn't want to spend his communication tokens just yet. So Kumar's thinking, look, we do need to get green going. I don't have anything great for green, but I can do something, and maybe that's better than nothing. So Kumar's putting his name forward, saying, let's go for green. Look, it's not going to be brilliant, but we can at least do something that's going to give us a little bit more space. So Kumar's going to place this card out here, and that does allow green to move somewhat and give us an area behind to start filling with some fire. Again, we've got to make sure that green doesn't overtake red, because green does need to be the last one. Kuma's looking at the fire, excuse me, and is thinking, I think that this has worked out quite well. This kind of fits quite nicely into this space. I mean, it does waste a bit, but at least it's not in our way. It still leaves us a bit of room behind, and that's not too bad. So now it's kind of like, what do we do? Kuma's saying we could keep pushing orange. Yana's in agreement with orange and thinking, well, maybe if you do orange first, we can get orange ahead, and maybe orange comes first through. We do have this kind of extra bonus square here that's going to save us a little bit, and it's useful to use that. Any squares we can use are going to be useful. So maybe we just push our orange cat down, and then we try and bring red back down afterwards. Yana's keeping in mind that they do have a red card, so maybe what happens with Kumar's card, maybe that's going to help her use her card. So Kumar's going to go. Kumar's going to place out an orange card, and it is going to be a beautiful, beautiful card. Kumar's thinking, I'm going to do this. It's an interesting one because it is cutting red off completely, but it's bringing orange all the way over to this edge. And maybe that's going to help Yana and do something more. Maybe not, but it's going to give our orange cat the optimal amount of spaces to be able to move. Maybe he could have rotated that card. Yana's thinking, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure whether I'm happy with that. And I'm also thinking that maybe I could do something better if you had done that differently, but it's okay. She's not happy, but Kumar still needs to put out his fire. She was considering whether she should use that talk token and just jump in now, but she's held back, and Kumar is looking and thinking, this is not a great piece. I can't really put this over here because it's just going to block things off. Anywhere I put it over here is going to be in the way for our green cat, and I just don't think there's a good option. So we're probably going to have to come up here. Now again, is there any good options that are going to avoid us losing too much space? We can't cut off the red. So Kumar is thinking, I could put this up here, but it's going to cut off two squares of space. And now, what about over here? I mean, it's not going to be ideal, but maybe that's a bit more efficient. We're only losing one square, but it's not awful. It's kind of got a bit poking out, and Kumar is going to place that tile there, and Yana is meowing. Meow, meow, meow. Yana is not happy with this. She's not going to say what she's not happy about. She could have used the talk token, but she's not happy with Kumar putting this here because she feels like it disrupts her plans. So she's saying meow. Kumar is getting the hint. This token is now spent. Okay, I get that you don't want it here. There's no real other option, so I'm going to have to put it up in this space, and that's going to be good. We can now start talking. Yana is relieved that we've put the tile up there and that Kumar listened to that little bit of a, hey, wait a minute, check out what you're doing kind of advice. And now we've got one card left for Yana, one card less for Kumar. And Yana's thinking, well, look, we probably want to move the red cat, but what should we do? How are we going to do that? So maybe I could take my card and play it, because Kumar said that their card's not very good. And what I could do maybe is place this here. And this is now going to give us an ability to extend orange, but it's also going to give us the ability to hook red up later. And maybe that's going to be beneficial for us. So we're going into the bag, we're getting a tile, and oh my goodness, it's not looking great, is it? Maybe we should have moved red first. We should have moved the red cat before we place this, because we can't put it in this gap. Anything around here is going to block stuff off. So it feels like maybe this is going to be our best option. But if we do that, that completely cuts off the green cat, and the green cat won't be able to come through. So Yana is desperately worried. Yana's feeling we should have moved that red cat first, because this could have easily kind of gone up here and out the way. But now options are not good. Again, if we put it in here, that's going to start blocking off our green cat, and it's not great. It's not great at all, because that cuts off the orange cat. So where is this fire going to go? It feels like we've made a slight hiccup here. We probably should have thought about it. And despite all options, Yana is thinking that maybe, I know I've just placed some orange and some red, but I feel like this is the best place to do the least damage possible. But it is not great, because we lose that red, and now we're going to have to move green further around. And this is the power of not moving those cats. And Kuma says, before anything else happens, I'm discarding this, and I'm going to move. Oh my goodness, do I move the green or the red? I'm going to move the green. I'm going to get that green cat moving, because I want to make sure that we've got some room for fire moving forwards. So that's the end of our round. We've got 2 cards in our discard. Everyone's played through their cards. So now we're going to stand them back up. And this first round has been... it's been brutal. I mean, we've got some good orange coming in. Our red has fallen behind. This fire is not great for us, but what do we want to do? We really want to finish this orange off now, because there is so much here. We can't extend red any further until orange at least moves. But maybe that's all we need to do. Maybe we just need to move orange. We don't need to keep building the path. So maybe we're going to move orange, and then we need some red, and we also need to get green going. So oh my goodness. Yana's thinking, look, we can move orange and we can get some red. So Yana's just going to go for 3 circles. Yana wants to get some red cards going. Kumar, on the other hand, is thinking, well, look, we also want to get green going, and maybe an extra orange card or 2 would be good, because the less cards we discard for movement, so the further we can move them, the better it's going to be. So Kumar's thinking, well, I think that maybe we should take some squares still. Let's keep on that gamble. It didn't work out perfectly last round, but that means that we've got a better chance of it succeeding this time, because if we didn't get the cards we wanted, they must still be in that deck, and these decks do run out. So Kumar's going to take the 3 squares once again and says, I got a good green. I've got a lot of good green cards. I've got an okay orange card. I've got nothing for red, but let's see what Yana's got over here. Yana has got 1 bit of red, and again, it's not gone perfectly. Yana's got 1 good red, has got some good green that maybe could double up with that red if played perfectly, and then 2 cards that really she's saying, look, these are discard cards. I can move some cats, but I'm not going to be able to do much more. Kumar's okay with that, because Kumar's thinking, look, I've got some good stuff. We just need to work out what we're going to do. Logically, we want to move that orange cat before we play any more cards up here. And Kumar's thinking, well, we've got some area for fire, so maybe we should place a card, place the fire, and then move the cat, because we're going to be okay. Do we want to take that risk though, or do we just want to move it now? It's less efficient, but it's going to be safer. We're not going to get that extra fire. And Yana says, you know, I think we should just move it. Let's just move that orange cat. Let's not take any gambles. Let's play it safe. So Yana is going to take a card and discard it, bringing our discard pile up to 3, and move the orange cat all the way down here and out the way. It is now exhausted. Perhaps that's going to be a problem for us, but we've still got green and red. Now, Kumar is thinking, I've got a lot of good green, but you need to get that red out the way first because the green will go over the red and we need the red to get there before the green gets there. So can you do anything about that? And Yana says, yes, I've got a red card. It's okay. I can play a red card, and if I play my red card, then maybe it gives us some ability to get some green to come round the back and then to move in parallel with the red. So Yana's quite happy. Yana's going to take a fire tile out the bag and now has to place it. And boy, oh boy, this is one that I'm thinking, like, it's just going to be really inefficient. If it comes up here, it's just going to block off a lot of places. And maybe I can put it over here. And I am thinking, I don't know, because if I put it there, that's going to make the green blocked off. If I put it here, green can still play, but it's not going to be great. But I just don't want to waste all of this space. Maybe I could put it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here. And Kumar throws the meow table away and meows and meows and meows, and Yana's not sure why. Yana knows that they're not happy with this, but just can't see. Maybe we want to put it over here. Maybe, is this what he wants over here? I'm really not sure. I'm really kind of... It's not giving me enough information. Why did you meow and not talk to me? You could have used your talk token. And as she puts it down, Kumar meows again and continues meowing, saying this is not where I want that token, through the aggressive meowing. And Yana just says, look, I'm not sure. You've got a talk token. I know it's a waste, but please use that talk token because I can't see where else you would. I mean, what about up here? No, this is going to block off the red. So Kumar uses it and says, okay, look, you just need to put it here. Just put it in this gap. It fits. And Yana sighs. She didn't see it. She knows Kumar messed up having to use 2 tokens for that, but it was worth it because that is an efficient placement. Those 6 squares were completely out of the way, and we're good. We're going to move forward. Yana's relieved. She's got 1 card left for movement. Do you want me to move the red cat? I know I've taken all my turns, but maybe we want to move the red cat. Kumar agrees, thinking if you do that, then I've got all of my options. So Yana's then going to discard that last card to move the red cat down, exhausting it. But now we've got 4 cards in our discard, so they get moved off to one side, and we are going to get another fire tile coming out, and it is the cross, one of the least popular tiles to come out. And Yana, having just had this very stressful experience over here, is now not happy about this, and she's just thinking, like, I'm on my own. There's no more talk tokens over there. It's just me, and maybe I'm just going to put it here. It's not great, but it keeps it behind. We lose a whole bunch of squares, but maybe that's okay. Kumar's now, well, that's it. It's on me. I've got a whole bunch of cards. I've got some good green cards, and actually, you know, I could play a green card in here. So maybe I'm going to place this one in. That's going to do what we said about bringing green up behind red. So that's a good card. We're taking out some fire. We're hoping that the fire tile is not going to be too bad, and it is. It's pretty bad. Kumar's like a genius when it comes to placing these tiles, though. Kumar is happy to put that there because, again, it's still behind. Nothing's getting blocked off, and our green cat does have that move. Now, the problem is Kumar is quite keen to play another green card. He's only got 2 cards left, which means he can move green, but first, he really wants to play a card to move green further. The problem is, if he does that, then green is going to move past red, and then it's going to be hard for red to come back past. And again, green does have to be last. But that's a tomorrow problem, right? We don't need to worry about that now. So Kumar places the card down, continues this green path all the way down in the hopes that the red will be able to come back through, takes out a tile and gets a beautiful, beautiful tile straight away, thinking, I'm just going to stick this up here, nice and out the way. filling some space, discarding the final card to move the green cat all the way down to the end, and this does maybe free up some space for the red cat to come through. So it's the end of another round. Our cats are going to be back up. They've had a rest. I need a rest right now, but they are fine. They are good to go, and we're back to taking cards. And now the green cat really is as far as we want it, until both orange and red have come through, which means we do need to focus on orange and red. Now, there's an argument of taking circles, because we take circles, we'll get a lot of red, and hopefully we'll get some orange too. The problem is that Yana thinks is if we do this and we don't get any orange, we're completely stuck. We need to have orange before we can move red, and Yana is risk averse. She does not want to gamble that we're going to get that orange, because if we just get 3 good red cards, we are completely stuck. And Yana says, you know what? I'm going to have to just go for oranges. I feel like I'm going to take some squares because I just don't want to get stuck. And Kumar just jumps straight in and says, you know, I love taking a gamble. Red, red, red. Let's go with the circles. Hopefully we're going to get some orange cards. Kumar flips them over and says, I've got some red. Don't have any orange. Don't have any green. So it's all on you, Yana. What did you do? He took a risk and it turned out terribly. Yana is looking and saying, well, I've got a lot of green and we don't need green because green has to be last. I've got some orange, some red. So we're going to have to make do. We're going to have to find a way to be as efficient as possible. My orange isn't brilliant, Yana's thinking. And she looks at Kumar and says, have you got anything for orange? Can you help us a bit? There are squares of orange on the board. Can you connect them in any way possible? Kumar looks at his cards and says, I think so. I think I can do something, but it is my good red card. Do you want me to use my good red card for this? And Yana's desperate to get that orange cat moving. Yana thinks that this is a critical thing to do and says yes. So Kumar takes that red card and places it down here and builds up a pathway. So that does connect those squares up, which is good. But look at the wasted red. That might have worked out really well, but it's now gone. The F tile comes out and we are looking, where's it going to go? I feel like this is just going to go here. We've now lost quite a lot of squares. The fire is quickly catching up behind us. And now both Kumar and Yana are thinking, what are we going to do? Yana has got that one orange card and is desperately thinking, is there anything I can do with this one? Is there anything I can do with this one? But there really isn't, because it's all along the top. So she's going to play this one and she's going to get this one onto the table and extend that orange as far as she can. Also giving us some green, but again, we can't use that green yet. So Yana is thinking, this is getting a bit tough. The big chunky fire tile comes out. Oh my goodness, where are we going to end up with this? This is not going to be a great tile for us in the slightest. I mean, we could put it here and just hope that we get a nice piece that's going to go into that area. And that does stay behind us. But there's nothing left. Yana can't see any other good options. And that's what she's going to do. And now she's thinking, I've got that red. I've got a discard card. So maybe we're going to have to move orange. What are you thinking, Kumar? And Kumar's thinking, well, I could do something for red. It's not really what I want to do, but I could. It's not going to be efficient, but we could maybe do something for red. But you're going to have to move orange out the way first. So Yana's thinking, well, that's okay. Let's move. Let's discard a card. Let's move orange. And again, we don't want to go up to the edge, because if we go to the edge, we can't place a card here. So we do have to be one space off so we can still fit in that connecting card. We've got 2 in our discard pile now. We're halfway for that next fire card coming out. And we've got a good red. Yana says, well, maybe, why don't I play a good red and then see what you want to do? And Kumar's like, well, my reds are probably best played first because they're not amazing, but they might give you an option. And with that settled, Kumar's going to jump in, take out a card and place it in here. Now, it's not brilliant, but it does give us kind of the 3 squares we need to maybe be able to connect that up, and is hoping that Yana's going to be able to do that. But now the fire is spreading, and would you believe it, we got the tile. Oh my goodness, I should be drawing these from the bag on screen, because that is the miracle tile that everyone needed and no one thought we were going to get. You can see this fire now is right on us. We are not going to fit anything else behind us, so we have to keep ahead of these flames. And if this red cat doesn't move, there is nothing that we can do. We cannot place fire here because it will lock this off. And Yana is thinking, look, I've got it. I'm going to place the red card in. I'm going to get it there. That is going to give us the ability to move the red cat down to here. But we are going to get that 1 fire tile. We're going to take it out of the bag. What do we have? It's a monster. It's extending down the sides. And as you can see, we maybe were lucky. We could have possibly still got a card in there, but that was quite close. Kuma says, you know, I'm just going to dump this card, add it to the pile. We've got 3, and let's move that red cat down because we need to keep ahead of this. Things are getting super tight now. We are at the end of the round. Everyone's played through all of their cards. We have used 3 of our communication tokens, 2 meows, 1 talk. Yana's got a talk left. We do have our water tokens left, but we don't want to use those. We want a 5 out of 5. If we use these, we lose points, and we are really desperately trying to get ahead of the fire here. So we need an orange. Just 1 orange. And this, again, is where that gamble comes in, because Kuma is saying, let's just take circles. We're going to need that red. And if we take circles, we're going to get the red, and we'll get 1 orange square. Surely we'll get 1 card, but Yana is freaking out. How much do we push our luck here? And again, she's just not comfortable with it. She's thinking, well, maybe I take squares and maybe we'll get grass, and if you take these, you'll get the red, so I'll get my sand, I'll get some grass, you'll get the red, and we can get all of the cats home. She's thinking it out. And that's the plan. We're going to take 3 of the circles over here for Kumar. And he is gambling. Yana is taking 3 squares. And she is hopeful that she's just going to get that 1 sand tile. That's not the sand, but she does. And it was so close, because this one here, despite having a lot of sand, would not have been helpful for us. And we didn't think about that. We needed a very specific sand tile along the top, so she is over the moon that she got that card. Kumar is saying, I got a lot of water. I did not get the red. And now the tables have turned. The orange is there, but we don't have the red. And this is going to be a problem. So Yana says, look, let's get the orange cat home first. Let's get that orange cat in. So I'm going to place this here. Can I place it to help the red? I don't think I can. I'm going to have to place it like this. This is going to bring in another fire tile, which is going to jump in. It's a T shape. And oh my goodness, part of me wants to stick it up here out the way, but that's so inefficient. I feel like I'm going to place this here, but maybe leaving this area is going to be a problem, because that is not going to be easy to fill. So do we gamble those 2 spaces, or do we give up those 2 spaces to get rid of the gamble? I think that at this point we need to go for it. Yana's looking at their cards and going, well, we don't need orange, we don't need blue, we don't need purple, so I've got a rubbish card that I can use to move the orange out the way. What do you reckon, Kuma? Kuma says, well, me too. I've got some really bad cards. And Kuma's going to jump forward, discarding a card just to move that orange cat forward and getting it to the raft. So one of our cats is there safely, but now we've got 4 cards again to be discarded. Another disaster, more fire coming out of the bag, and it is not a good shape for us. Oh my goodness. I mean, we could put it here, but the odds of us getting something into that space are so low, and we've already had our luck for this game. I mean, we can't put it down here. Like, we could. Oh my goodness. Do we want to put it here? That wastes 2 whole squares, but it gives us options. Oh my goodness. I feel like this is our option. Maybe we should put it up here, but that feels more risky than this does. We gambled too, but we didn't do it last time, so that's where we're going to go. So what do? Can we do anything for red? And the answer is not really. Kumar says, I can do something for red just to help us move it a little bit more. It's not going to be great, but it's my only option. And Yana says, well, I've got nothing, so that's what we're going to have to do. Kumar comes in with another tiny micro red card, but the positive is it now brings this square within 3 spaces of this one, within 1 card of this one, I should say, which does mean that it's got the potential for us to finish that with 1 card next round. So Kumar places the card down, it's not efficient, gets some fire, and just says, oh my goodness. Where are we gonna go? I mean, that's pretty good. That worked out pretty well. We are very, very lucky with how that just played out. Yana says, look, I've got a green card. So maybe to stop us getting too much fire, we move red, I place a green, then we can move green, and then we'll be kind of okay. And Kuma says, well, my card's rubbish, so let's do that. I'll discard 1 card. We're only moving red 2 spaces, but it does give Yana a little bit more room, perhaps, for moving forward. Yana is going to take the green card, and now the risk is on so much. So Yana is going to place this down here. We're going to come down to both connect with this and also to leave us as much fire options as possible for where this next fire tile is coming out, because I am hoping that we're going to get something that's going to fit. And oh my goodness, is it going to go in? It does. It just fits around that space, and we are lucky. Yana throws the other card into discard, moving the green cat forward as far as it can, and now the race is on, because we really don't have much space. We need that 1 perfect red card, and then we need at least 2 green cards to come in, which means we're playing 3 more cards onto this space, and that fire does have to come in. So it's the end of the round. All of our cards are played. Our green and red are standing up, and now we're back to the question, how many of these do we take? We have to get that amazing red card, but we're also going to need green. We only need 1 red card. We could take 6 of these and all but guarantee that we get that red, but then will we have any greens to do it? And Yana is squirming in her chair like, I'm going to have to take 2 of them. I'm going to take 2, and then have we had much green come out of the square deck? I don't know. Maybe the cross would be better for us, but I can't remember how much green we've had out of this deck. I'm going to take 1 square. We've got a lot of guessing and gambling here. Kumar is finally joining in and saying, look, let's not risk it. 2 cards for 1 amazing red card is not going to be good. You know, I'm just going to take... Oh, I'm going to take 2. I could have taken 3, but I'm going to take 2. And I'm going to take 1 green as well. And let's just hope. Kumar looks at his cards and says, I got the red card. I got the red card. We are going to be okay, but I don't have any green. Yana looks at their cards and says, I've got so much red as well. But also so little green. We're going to have to see what happens. This is not looking good. We've got 6 cards to get out onto the table. Yana says, look, what can you do? I don't really want to play my green card, my red card, because it's got green on it. Kumar is saying, well, actually, I might have the perfect card. So it's going to be risky, but let's go for it. So all agreed, Kumar comes out and places this beautiful card on the table, connecting red, but also building the green pathway, bringing us within 1 card of success for our green. So with that played, we now have to bring in another fire tile, and it is not a good shape for us. Is there any good options for this? It's not going to connect into that square. I think that our best option is going to be this. But this costs us 4 squares, and our green cat is burning on fire. Yana is going to dump this card just straight away, dumping it out to move that red cat across to the final location. And now 1 card for green. Yana screams at Kuma, do you have it? And he doesn't. The one time he took so many red cards, he doesn't. He didn't take the gamble, and now it's gonna be tricky. Yana says, I've got 1 bit of green. Maybe, it can help, because we've got to play all of these cards. And we've got 1 that I could play, then I could move the green cat, and then you could maybe play something, or maybe you can move it again, and then we won't get too much fire. So Yana's chucking the green card out, building it down, and we are 1 square away from success. Just 1 square, and Yana goes into the bag knowing that it is going to be painful. And what does she pull out? She pulls out this monster piece. And there is nothing that she's going to be able to do with this. It's not going to fit anywhere. Where is it going to go? Is it coming down here? Is it coming down here? There is no way. It's going to take up 3 spaces. So Yana says, look, I'm just going to have to put it down. We're going to use one of our waters. We're going to lose 1 point. So now the most we can get is 4. And we're going to just take that tile straight back off and put it into the bag. Now, the problem we've got is if we move this cat, we're going to get another fire, because we've already used 3 in our discard, which means that we're going to have to remove that fire straight away. So should we preempt it? Should we try and play it safely and remove this fire tile first? And that will give us a lot of extra space, and maybe we can reclaim these 4 lost squares, rather than having to put it in front and losing. But if we move our green cat, we also gain some room. So Yana says, you know what, I'm good. I'm feeling good. We are going to get it. Let's place this down here. We're going to move the green cat all the way down. We're 1 card away from that edge. The 4 cards come out. We discard them out of the game. We get a fire tile, and then we get something beautiful. Something that fits just behind our green cat. And now, because our green cat is exhausted, Kuma's got 2 cards left. He doesn't want to play either of them, but he has to get rid of them. But an exhausted cat does take 2 cards to remove. So Kuma is going to discard both of those cards just to move the cat back 1 space. We've only got 2 in the discard, which means we don't get any fire. And now it's all or nothing. We are diving into those green cards, and everyone is going squares. We just need that 1 good green card, and our green cat is going to come back. We'll stand them up just to show that they are ready to race to that final hurdle. And let's see. We're going to turn over Yana's cards first, and Yana screams in excitement. Just 1 more card. Last round, if we hadn't have taken 1 red and we had taken 1 more square, we would have had it. So Yana says, look, I've got the card. I'm going to place it out onto the table. We have now got a full, perfect green pathway. We're going to take out 1 last tile, and it is disastrous. Again, there is no way we're going to fit this into this space. So we're just going to have to put it down. We're going to use another one of our water tokens, losing another point and placing that back into the bag before Kumar throws a card across the table to move that green cat into its safety. And the game is over. We have used 2 out of 3 water tokens, which means we lose 2 points. We're going to score 3 out of 5. It's not a perfect game, but we still won. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what some of the more complicated scenarios come through like. Again, there is a lot more beyond this. We have the advanced mode that adds more layers and more complexity, but as you play through the scenarios, you'll slowly learn more about the game, and maybe when you come to this scenario, you'll be able to score all 5 points and do better than I did. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below, but otherwise, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or have a good night.